This here is the city of Manchester. It is largely known as, and I'm quoting, the UK's capital of music, due to its rich musical heritage and overwhelming attraction for touring bands, where it even trumped London in the overall rankings. At least according to Virgin Atlantic, who probably gave us that title because the cheeky Scousers claimed capital of culture before we could. But in a place this diverse, there's bound to be nutters. Heavy metal as a cultural movement began in the steelwork city of Birmingham in the late 1960s, with Black Sabbath. As a genre, metal is seen to have peaked in popularity in the late 1980s, and when you listen to the more extreme Manchester bands of today in the slam genre, which thrive off terrible production quality and sounding like a cat being strangled to death, it's easy to see why grunge bands like Nirvana took over.
Little Red. Yeah, I'm gonna eat you! I'm bigger than you, I'm higher in the food chain! Get in my belly!
Sounds bloody awful, doesn't it?
I would like to listen to that and go, yes, this is a unique band, my favourite.
You wouldn't sit down and listen to a full slam album.
It's horror film music. Say they were the same way, like
that's literally it. It's the music equivalent of a horror film. You want to listen to it and be like, damn.
And fantasies about picking up a hitchhiker.
Of course, these brilliant young artists take their themes of terror and macabre very seriously.
Well, thing for us is the whole thing of like in Suffering is it's supposed to be a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
You made a 10.
Yeah, it's like, to get it straight. And Suffering is a joke band between me and my friend Rob. Like, our EP was made in a day. Not even a day. It's probably like 4 hours.
Is that why it sounds so bad?
Yes.
Despite being deliberately self-sabotaging in its appeal, this largely northern-based subculture of slam, beatdown and gore grind music attracts a fair few heads to it, and many venues in Manchester will house metal acts for a swarm of fans emerging out of the darkness like the gremlins in the film Gremlins. Star and Garter, Artma, Grand Central, The Breadshed and Rebellion are but a few of the venues that house metal.
In terms of performing live, like, how was your first ever experience performing live?
My first with Pivo was in Miguel's Pizza Bar in Liverpool actually, and I was so nervous. Like, nervous was not the word to describe what I was feeling. This is the first time I've ever gigged outside of college, so when I was just like, just shaking.
Yeah.
Had like I puked up a little bit as well in Bog, and then it's like, and then Lou's like, Aubrey, come on, we're on now. And I'm like, so I literally just for the whole entire set just tried to do my best corpse grinder impression, just look big and intimidating. Obviously, I'm a short fella, so I don't really look intimidating at all. So it went rather well, surprisingly. People were there joining along, getting into all the riffs and stuff. And I'm just kind of like, this shouldn't be happening. Like, we're just a joke band.
But this infamously inverted culture is not without its critics, and not the musical kind. Some have even suggested that slam metal has misogynistic lyrical content, a criticism that extreme metal subculture has struggled to shake off for decades.
Yeah, like most people I've met in this whole scene have been really, really nice and welcoming to a lot of people. And a lot of the bands that are playing at the moment, like Pivo, for example, everyone in Pivo is just lovely.
In my last year of college, where it was just I was in the pits of pure depression. Like, I was on antidepressants. I was just dead sad all the time. Like just didn't want to speak to anyone. And just it was a proper crap time, not gonna lie. But yeah, like it got about Pivo because I didn't really talk about Pivo much. Like my mates in college, oh yeah, or safe, with your grindcore and all that. But then I don't know. I don't know who it was. But like I just said to her, right, okay, you're saying that my band profits off this and that. Can you show me proof where I've said this or that in a can you quote me a lyric? Can you quote me where I've said this somewhere? And obviously she couldn't, because
when you said gurgle 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 smiley face.
Oh yeah, of course, because smiley face.
That's really misogynistic.
Oh yeah,
smiley face. Sing along if you know the words, because I fucking don't.
Pivo means beer in Czech, because two of the members are from Czechoslovakia. That's my guitar player Renee and my bass player Kuba. They're both from Czech, so it's basically just a bunch of pissheads having a laugh, really.
Yeah, because if you take it and break it down with the translation of Pivo to beer, and then obviously rapist being rapist, but it's beer rapist. People just hear gore grind and metal, you've got something wrong with you.
Tonight I head to the Artma in Manchester to watch the grindcore band Raised by Owls, a terrifying and evil group of lads spawned from the depths of where no God-fearing man would ever venture. Derbyshire. What is Raised by Owls' genre?
We don't know.
A mess.
Manchester, who's a student? Hands up. Who used to be a student? Hands up. This goes out to you. It's called Harry Potter and the Curse of the Student Loan. Thank you.
It's hard to explain. I think we never really intended to go. We never started this band. It was always a bit of a weird one. I never started it and went, oh, let's do humorous lyrics. It was never intended to be a comedy band, like someone would dub it. In my eyes, I think we're a death metal band or a grindcore band. But with what those lyrics are trying to say, I think they're just trying to subvert. They're just trying to be absurd, and they're trying to subvert the norm.
I mean, a proper split down the middle. Let's split it. Come on, Manchester. You're not doing anything. Split it down the middle. Right. It's the most British wall of death, right? On this side, it's people who think it's pronounced scones. And on that side, it's people who think it's pronounced scones. And this band's brought some scones. Okay. Oh, Satan. Manchester, what am I like? This song is called Satanists on Yorkshire Moors Run Each Other.
Are there any stereotypes of metalheads you believe to be blatantly wrong?
They were all awful people.
Yeah, I think they're probably the nicest people you could meet, and I think a lot of people think that they're aggressive and it's scary, violent, aggressive, and the concepts are, the lyrics are, but realistically, the people are some of the nicest people you can meet.
What's in the fucking sky, Manchester? Let me see him. All hail your new overlord.
So now that we've established that these working class white guys aren't the death of civilization, what exactly is the appeal of this subculture where people deliberately punch each other?
Mates get together, drink copious amounts, spend way too much on merch, and just kind of sit in a really hot venue for an entire day watching bands.
If it wasn't for that scene of music, I wouldn't have the friends I do today, which I'm very, very thankful for.
It's almost like you're really intrigued by how someone can play that fast and frantic and why the vocals are like that. But then your intrigue kind of turns into, hang on, I think I like this.
Yeah, I found Cannibal Corpse funny before I actually liked it.
And even if it looks like to outsiders of that genre who don't really get it, if it just looks like a load of teens getting together and just beating the crap out of each other, we're all there, we're having a laugh, we're having a good time, and hanging with our friends, listening to music that just makes you want to move a bit.
I'm guessing by everyone chanting Jimmy, your name is David. And what do you want to be when you grow up, David? Legend. Right, David Cameron's favourite band has been strong.